All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
This is the Fonx D Streaming Network. Register to come on our channel at fonxdnetwork.com.
Well, good evening and welcome. This is the All Sports All Plays Network. This is Just Say the Truth. The crew is back. Hey, we deserve a round of applause. The one and only Freddie Henderson. I'll be your moderator for the night. My brother down there in Southern California, Jonathan Mathis. What's going on, Jonathan?
What's up, man? I'm up here in my room, man, just chilling, enjoying me a nice cold Modelo, and I'm here to talk some sports with you guys. I see we got some guests on with us tonight, Freddie.
There you go. Yes, sir. We got two guests joining us tonight. We're joined by Mr. Jim Cross. How you doing today, Jim?
Man, doing good, brother. Doing good.
Man, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Man, born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. Was in the military, bounced all around, ended up in North Mississippi, which is where I run my podcast out of now. But as you see all the Louisiana stuff behind me, family's from there. So I was raised to be a fan of everything from the boot. And so, man, I just love football and glad to be here.
You say you have a podcast. What's the name of the podcast where we can find you?
Man, it is In Off the Bench podcast. It can be found on every major streaming outlet. We got inoffthebench.com, but we basically interview and get the story from college and professional athletes from all over the country.
Cool. And we have Mr. Tristan Morris joining us tonight. What's going on, Tristan?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Very good to be here.
Tell us about yourself as well, my brother.
Born in Prince George's County, Maryland. Currently reside in Baltimore, Maryland. I am alumni of Morgan State University. I'm currently a technical director at WJLA ABC 7 right here in the DMV area. I'm what you call a serial podcaster. I have multiple podcasts, two of them that deal with sports, Rolling with Ramos podcast, which is on all streaming platforms, as well as Just a Fan podcast, which is more football centric. That's also on all streaming platforms. So like I said, serial podcaster. I just did 2 episodes this week, so I constantly stay busy doing them things.
Well, you know what, Jonathan? I definitely think these two gentlemen, deserve a round of applause. Because I'm just going to tell you right now, this is going to be the only time I'll be nice to you gentlemen in the beginning of the show. When we get to debating, that's when I unleash the wrath. I'm just giving a round of applause of everything that they do.
It's a pleasure to have them on. It's a pleasure to have both of these guys on because they seem very dedicated and they know what's up. So, I mean, it's good to surround yourself around those type of people.
You got that right. Well, let's get into it. Jim, I see all the New Orleans gear behind you, my brother. I see the jersey. I see the Drew Brees jersey. You from down there. You live down there. You was from your family down there. I know last night it had to be hard. Because I'm going to tell you, this is a true – people don't believe this, but this is a true rivalry when we talk about New Orleans going against the Cowboys. Hey, I live in Texas, so I hear all the foolishness that come out of Cowboy fans' mouth. How about them Cowboys? We them boys. This gonna be the year. Hey, we heard all of them before. And and let's be honest, who's leading the band? Jerry
Jerry
Jones.
Jones.
But Jim, your Saints lost last night.
Mm.
The score was 27-17. Give us your reaction to that game last night, my brother.
Man, excuses. Injuries, man. The injury bug, and I know it's a part of football, man. It's a war of attrition. Every team goes through it. Man, there's plenty of teams going through it right now. Like, for instance, nobody's going through it like the Titans, but so the Saints really can't use that excuse. It's part of the game, but nonetheless, we weren't healthy. They were. You talk about the Cowboys Nation. They came into our house. Man, I could hear them over our fans. They came into our house, not only beat us, but they took over the dome, which hurt my feelings pretty bad. And so, man, they just beat us. They outplayed us. It is what it is.
But Jim, I have a second question for you. Is it time for the Saints to go all in? Is it time for the Saints to, find their franchise quarterback? We know Jameis Winston was having a good season before the injury, but let's be honest, it wasn't Drew Brees good. It wasn't good that what you guys are accustomed to. Do you think it's time? And if so, who would you like to see them target this offseason?
Man, see, I'm a big Taysom guy, and I understand most people aren't a fan of him, but I do like him as more of the gimmick gadget Swiss Army knife. So if you could find another quarterback that could be capable of leading the charge and you can use him in all those different roles, that would be more ideal. As far as, I feel like in the draft, there's only a few guys, and unless we just lose out and some teams win, we're not going to be in a position to get those guys like a Matt Corral, for instance. And so as far as free agency, I just don't know that's the problem. I think that's the reason why they paid Taysom. People are really confused on why he got paid. I just don't think there's too many guys out there that you can go get right now.
That's definitely a good point.
That is a good point.
Tristan, give us your reaction to the game last night.
Well, for all the Cowboy fans that I've heard today through Twitter, they come after me because I don't hold back on them at all. So they were after me today. And here's my thing. When you are going against a JV team, and the reason why I say JV team, with all respect,
hey, you good.
It's the injuries. I mean, come on. You did what you were supposed to do. And it wasn't really that impressive because there were really, if it wasn't for a couple turnovers, the Saints might have inked it out. So you really wasn't impressive. Your offense really didn't do much when you look at what was going on. When you look at the rushing attack, but besides that, 60-yard, 50-something yard run by Pollard, your offense really didn't do but so much. You had a couple big chunk plays by your wide receivers, but there was no sustainable progress being made.
I'm glad you brought up the Pollard thing, right? Because I had a Cowboys fan tell me today he averaged 10 yards per carry last night. I said, whoa. He had a 60-yard run. Other than that, he was averaging about 1.5 yards a carry. Let's not get
twisted. Exactly. And so when you look at those things, and I was watching the game because I really was rooting for the Saints to beat them. So I was watching the game, and I'm like, you did what you were supposed to do. You did what you're supposed to do, but how I'm looking at the Saints, I do believe that they need to find their franchise QB. I felt so bad for Jameis when he got hurt at that Tampa Bay game. I felt horrible because I just felt like if you can control his turnover issue, he is a legit weapon. And I just don't know. I think the Saints gave him a 1-year deal, so you'd have to negotiate to bring him back. This quarterback class is not that class. It's not to go hunting. And just like you said, the Saints wouldn't even be in position to even try and get a QB because they'd have to make some trades to go up. And there's nobody in this class that's worth having that kind of ransom to trade up for. So I think they gotta. I would bring back Jameis.
Absolutely.
I would personally bring back Jameis Winston. You give him another year. You let him recover. Let him come in there. Taysom Hill works as best as a gadget. You try to make him a full-time starting QB. There's some people that love him, some people that hate him. You try to make him a full-time starting QB, you will see some limitations. I think you use him as a Swiss Army knife. I thought last night he hurt his middle finger. You could tell throwing the ball was an issue for him. Why not bring in Trevor Siemian and then still use Taysom to run the ball and do the things that he did? That could have been possible. But I just think Sean Payton has moments where he's a little arrogant. He feels like he is the genius and can just make anybody be anything.
I call it getting too cute is what I call it. It ain't even
there. You go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There's another Sean on the West Coast that does the same thing. I'm sure we'll probably get into that at some point.
Is his name Sean McVay?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. I know all about that one. He gets a little too cute too at times.
For sure. For sure.
Just look cute. That's what we're gonna call it, huh?
Sometimes it's simple and they want to make it complicated.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Hey Jonathan, give us your reaction to last night's football game.
Well, you know what? It's like this, Freddie. The Cowboys, man, they didn't really color me impressed. I mean, the defense had to bail them out last night. Let's call it as it is. The defense was very outstanding for the Dallas Cowboys. That's what carried that team to victory last night. It was what they did defensively, not so much what they did offensively. Offensively, they struggled. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out why the Dallas Cowboys get away from the running game. Run the football. Do what you do best. Run the football so you can open up more things offensively. And the Dallas Cowboys have abandoned their running game. They don't look the same without a lethal rush attack. They clearly don't look the same. If you establish a run game, you take a lot of pressure off of Dak Prescott. You're not relying on him to, lead a pass-heavy offense. And that's what has become the issue for the Dallas Cowboys. They have become a pass-heavy offense, and that's not a good look for the Dallas Cowboys moving forward. The Dallas Cowboys won because their defense was able, to get after Taysom Hill, and they made life miserable for Taysom Hill. I felt bad. I felt bad for him in that game last night. Watching that game, watching him struggle, seeing that he's not really capable of leading that offense. Yes, he could come in on some plays and gain a chunk of yards because he can hurt you with his feet, and he does have the arm strength, but it's quite telling that his accuracy is not always on point. It's also telling that when he's under duress and when he's under so much pressure that he can't perform at such a high level, and he has a tendency of making mistakes, and we saw that last night.
But let me ask you something. In regards to a lot of those mistakes, we talk about him missing 2 all-pro offensive linemen. He was under heavy duress a lot of the time. I mean, look at those 2 of those picks were batted balls. So it's not exactly he had like clean pocket to throw from either. And he's not a great. So when you add a not great passer with a hurt finger and a lot of pressure, that's just ultimate disaster.
Yeah, that's true. That's ultimate disaster. And you got to think about it too. They didn't have Alvin Kamara, to make things better. So, I mean, all around, the injury bug has really been contagious in that Saints locker room. And you saw it once again yesterday. It's just a down year for the New Orleans Saints. But I do think it's utterly ridiculous for those people that's calling for Sean Payton to be fired. That's crazy to me. I've heard some people actually.
I heard they're trying to find a way to get him in Dallas, actually, which has been something they've been trying to do actually multiple times over. Yeah.
And I mean, if that does happen, I mean, you can just hear the Cowboy fans right now. Oh, we're gonna win a Super Bowl. We're gonna win a Super Bowl. I mean, because he's a great coach, but like you said, he just tries to get too cute.
Absolutely.
All right, listen here. I done heard enough. Y'all done sugarcoat it. You been nice. I hear it. Let's call it how it is. Nobody care about the New Orleans Saints. Cry me a river.
Ooh.
I mean, please.
Ooh.
You act like we see Drew Brees out there. You act like we see Michael Thomas out there. You act like we see Alvin Kamara out there. That's not the case. We're not seeing that of them. So you know what? If Dallas Cowboys, they was truly that Super Bowl team like they say they are, they would have won Thursday Night Football. They would have dominated. They didn't do that at all. I was expecting them. I said, you know what? I heard Cowboy fans in my we got Zeke. We got Amari back. We got CeeDee back. Old Gallup, he back. We got Dak Prescott. We got old Parsons on the defensive end. Oh, we got whoever the guy, the cornerback who Wilson. I can't think of his name. Diggs. We got Diggs out there on the defensive end. We got this offensive line. Yes, you know what? And they were praying because they were so happy that they heard Mike McCarthy got COVID because they said, yes, he's not a coach, and yes, we have a chance. But you still didn't go out there and handle your business. When you go against teams like that, if you're a true championship caliber team, you need to take care of your business. And they did not do that. So to me, that game was not too impressive from the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm calling it how it is.
It wasn't. And it wasn't. But Parsons, he was a beast last night. I mean, he had a historic game last night.
He's been a beast all year. He's a runaway rookie of the year.
He has. But you know what? I don't like to see him in coverage. I think you use him as a pass rusher because he has the ability to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he can get to the quarterback. So I think you use him more in the pass rush.
Well, specifically last night, because like I said, the right tackle Teron Armstead is missing. So I mean, if you got a backup, I'm attacking every single play.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, totally agree.
But I'll say this, man. I know in regards to that defense, Diggs is the truth because that ball that Taysom threw, he masked that perfectly, and then he went up. He's a ball hawk.
Yes, but we got to realize though, Diggs do give up a lot of yards and penalties as well.
Yeah,
he's a risk.
But hey, opportunistic, man.
Exactly. I will take that on my team if I know he's going to erase
a perfect example is that's the way Tyrann Mathieu. He's not a corner officer; he's a safety. But that's the way he's always played, whether he was at LSU or Kansas City, Houston, wherever.
Diggs reads the field well. His problem is sometimes he has to go up against a receiver that's just a little quicker than him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was his issue. That was his issue coming into the league. They were worried about how his hip movements were coming into the league to compete with that. But he makes up for it with his anticipations. It's worked out. I'll take him giving up some yards if I know he's going to erase a score for me.
Well, you can't give up yards to that Saints wide receiving core because I mean, let's be honest. Look, Marquez Callaway was the kick returner and Harris was the punt returner, and they're now your number 1 and number 2 wide receiver. Talk about a problem within itself.
Well, let me say this in regards to the receiving core, and I don't mean to hold on to this, but let me be very clear about this. Michael Thomas copped out. I don't care what nobody say.
Absolutely.
I don't listen. You not first of all, your season was done around December, January. You waited till June to get your surgery. And then everybody's talking about, oh yeah, Michael Thomas on the mend, looking good. The moment that Jameis Winston tears his knee up, the next day you put out a statement talking about something you not coming back for this season, bro. Come on, man.
And since you brought that up, I'm gonna ask you something, and because y'all told me this show we tell the truth, and it hurts my feelings because AK-41 is my dude. He was supposed to be good to go 2 weeks ago.
He was,
and he was supposed to be good to go Thursday, and it almost feels like he just don't want to play. And I'm just feeling like it is.
Listen, I agree with you. When I listen to what the takes were in regards to Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara, I think they're looking at it like, man, Jameis got hurt. We see what we like Taysom, but we know he's not that dude, and we know what Trevor Siemian is. I'm not about to bank. Alvin Kamara knew he on average probably would have had maybe 30 touches a game between receiving and running. He's like, I'm not doing that to my body. No. Not doing it at all. And Michael Thomas, the same thing. He knows that he probably would have had to do a little extra to get open, probably taking some shots, unnecessary shots, depending where the ball placement was. And he's like, I'm not doing that to my body. If Jameis is out, I'm not about to risk myself coming back in here. And that's really what it is, in my opinion, honestly. And so the only unit that has shown up for the Saints is the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the same applies for the Dallas Cowboys as well. The only thing that's really showing up is the defense.
Oh, Dan Quinn is coaching himself for a potential shot at another head coaching job. For sure.
Absolutely, I agree. And that showed last night as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right. Let's keep it moving, gentlemen. Hey, Coach of the Year so far. Who do you guys have? I'm gonna go ahead and give my Coach of the Year while you guys think of yours. And I think this man definitely deserves some respect on his name, even though I criticized him last year after the playoffs. But I'm talking about this coach. He came into the season with a lot of uncertainty. He came into the season with a lot of drama brewing. He came into the season getting blown out in game one. And what I'm talking about Matt LaFleur. He came into the season not knowing what's the deal that was going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. Hey, he went through trials and tribulation during the year. What? Hey, didn't they go on the road to Arizona and beat the Cardinals team without their top 3 receivers? Hey, and guess what? Even though I love to give the credit to that bad man in Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur needs some respect as well. He deserves some credit as well because he learned this team is this is not the same Green Bay team we have seen in the past. This is a Green Bay Packers team who can win in the trenches now. They have that dude AJ Dillon who can come in there and give them some good running yards. They're passing the ball around to open receivers instead of just diving into Devontae Adams every play like they did in the past. Now they're getting others involved. And more importantly, we're finally seeing this defense crack open. We're finally seeing this defense make key plays on third down to help win football games. They went on the road. In Lambeau this past Sunday. They beat the heavy favorites. So people talking about they're going to win the Super Bowl because they brought in a Matthew Stafford, because they brought in a Von Miller, because they brought in a Odell Beckham Jr. And yes, Jonathan, I'm talking about your Los Angeles Rams. And by the way, we can say that Matthew Stafford kind of folded under pressure on Sunday's game. Not a lot of people don't want to say that, but we can say that sometimes the lights do get a little bit too bright for certain people. Sometimes it get a little too bright for certain people. I'm not saying it's too bright because it's still too early. It's still too early.
You know what the cure is? Playing the Jaguars.
They gonna definitely need it. They gonna definitely need
it. Because they're in desperate need of a win. So
I'm going Matt LaFleur as my Coach of the Year. Who want to go next?
I'm going with Bill Belichick, man. We can't discount what he has done in New England in the post-Tom Brady era. It's pretty impressive what Bill Belichick has done with this New England Patriots team. And let's not forget that he still coaches in the NFL. And Freddie, also, this could be the year that Belichick tied Dan Shula for the most Coach of the Year award in NFL history. And he's on pace to do that because this New England team has improved each week, it seems, especially on defense. We can make the argument that the New England Patriots have the best defense in the NFL. With the way they have performed and how they've shown up, the defense looks really good. So I'm going with Bill Belichick to win Coach of the Year.
Can I ask you a question, Jonathan? Can I ask you a question?
Sure, go for it.
Who is the Patriots beating this year?
That's what I got pulled up right on my screen.
Okay. Me too. I'm just wondering.
You play who's on your schedule. Bill Belichick doesn't make the schedule. You play who's on your schedule.
You had a depleted Titans team. You had a depleted Browns team. You had the Falcons. You had a depleted Panthers team.
But again, you can't ignore what that defense has been able to do. And
you know who beat the Patriots? The Saints.
The Saints went marching in on them. But I don't know. I'm going with Bill Belichick. I think he is my favorite to win Coach of the Year.
You guys are both wrong. Both wrong.
Listen. I'm right with you, Jonathan. Bill Belichick is right there in line to get coach. I'm gonna tell you something. Every single franchise needs to sit and watch Bill Belichick on how to groom a rookie QB one-on-one. It is exactly what he did between him and Josh McDaniels, what they did with Mac Jones, who everybody, I'm going to put it in context. When the draft was coming and everybody talked about Mac Jones and the rumor was Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones for San Francisco at number 3. And the moment that rumor came out, everybody wanted to crucify Kyle Shanahan for that, because they're like, oh, he has the lowest ceiling out of all the quarterbacks. He's not a physical specimen. He has to be in the right system. He has to be in the right situation. Blah, 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 blah. All that caused his stock to fall. The one thing that Mac Jones has that none of the rest of them, maybe Trevor Lawrence, because I feel bad for him for the situation he's in Jacksonville. But you want to know the thing that Mac Jones has that none of the rest of them rookie QBs have? This brain. That thing processes information better than every rookie QB in there. And Bill Belichick looked at that and said, I don't have to reach for him because y'all not going to take him in the top 5. I'm going to let him come to me at 15. And I'm going to show y'all what I could do with a guy
Mac Jones
smart enough to play that system.
Mac Jones couldn't wash Joe Burrow's jockstrap, bro.
Listen,
come on, man.
I'm not looking. Well, you're speaking based on pure talent perspective. He's not the biggest. He's not the fastest. Doesn't have the strongest arm. We get all that. But that process, Joe Burrow can process information great too. I'm talking about this specific rookie class. Outside of maybe Trevor Lawrence, there's no one that processes the information better. And you basically gave a guy that has that kind of ability in his head to two individuals in Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick, who basically had a guy that was the same way mentally for 20 years. And you put him in and you say, we're not going to do so much. Every game you saw Mac Jones evolve in the offense. Every single game. They thought it was going to be more so ground and pound throughout the season. Now you're seeing him. He's trying to put together 300-yard games, trying to put together multi-touchdown passes, all within the system to make it work. That is Bill Belichick's doing. He's showing that, yes, Tom Brady is a whole entity of himself. You took Tom Brady, and Tom Brady maximized your system, and you maximized Tom Brady to get the 6 championships that you got. I look at Mac Jones as a poor man's Tom. He ain't gonna be Tom.
No.
But damn it, he gonna be pretty decent in that system because that's how his brain operates. It's just like he operated in Alabama, it's how he's operating in New England. And for Bill Belichick to be able to identify that and take the chance and say, I'm going to spend all this money, I'm going to collect all these free agents, and I'm going to put this kid and start him, that, to me, constitute him to being a rookie of the year. And since we want to talk about schedule, because I pulled it up as well, since we want to talk about who he's beaten, first of all, where are the Buffalo Bills? Weren't they supposed to be quote-unquote Super Bowl contenders this year?
I still think they're a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
According to
they have expectations.
According to their division.
Talk to me again after Monday night after the Bills run through the Patriots.
Okay. Hey, listen. I'm okay with being wrong if I'm being proven wrong. But
I gotta tell all three y'all wrong in a second.
According to the division, the Patriots.
I don't know who else you go to.
Where everybody thought that the Patriots should have been.
You forgetting the team with the best record in football. First of all, Cliff Kingsbury and the 9-2 Arizona Cardinals, who haven't even had Hopkins or Murray for 3 games. And I'm looking at their schedule. They beat a healthy Titans team, the Rams, the 49ers twice, a healthy Cleveland team. Their only losses came with Hopkins and Murray out.
You're talking like I'm saying that the Patriots are going to go to the Super Bowl. All I'm saying is, according to everybody in the preseason, the Patriots shouldn't even be relevant in their division.
I get what you're saying, but best record in what I think is the best division in football, maybe the North and the AFC has the argument because Seattle, because Wilson got hurt. I think out West has got the best division in football, and they're 9-2, and they've been winning even without their 2 best players.
I totally agree with you. If I'm looking at the wide spectrum of the NFL, I'm just talking about division with the AFC East.
But y'all said coach of the year, and I'm telling you, best record in the best division is Cliff Kingsbury, and he's getting them back this week. They fixing to run rough shot, and they're gonna have the number 1 seed.
Oh, they're taking it. They're taking it. I don't know how far they'll go in the playoffs, but they're definitely coming out of the West.
So we want to talk about Kingsbury. Isn't it the same team that lost to the Green Bay Packers team without their top 3 receivers?
It doesn't matter.
But they didn't.
Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
But they
hey, he didn't have Devontae Adams. He didn't have Scantling.
but they didn't
They
have
got
Murray.
Aaron
They didn't have
Rodgers.
Murray. They didn't have
They
Murray or
got Aaron
Hopkins.
freaking
No,
Rodgers.
Murray played that game, sir.
Well,
Hopkins played,
didn't.
but he got hobbled toward the end.
Well, either way,
They
his
got
point. Aaron Rodgers is a bad
freaking
man.
Rodgers. Aaron
So
eliminates
we're gonna
majority of-
blame him because he's just that bad of a man.
Well, we act like
But
Green
we don't
Bay
wanna give
in
his
Green Bay in a
coaching
top
credit.
3 team. So if you're going to lose to somebody, that's an acceptable loss.
Listen, if
Exactly.
Aaron
That's where
Rodgers
he
is on the
needs
football
to
field,
elevate Matt LaFleur because he took care of their business.
Just
He
because you get another coach doesn't necessarily
Matt
make
LaFleur-
you eligible to win Coach of the Year, Freddie.
Matt LaFleur is fortunate because he has Aaron freaking Rodgers.
But we
That's
can't
what it
blame that on
is.
him,
Yes,
though,
and
bro.
he had
That's
a
what I'm
defense
saying.
that emerged as well.
We can't blame him on that. I mean, look what Aaron Rodgers have. Look what this Green Bay Packers team have done. They beat the NFC West. They beat the Rams. They beat the Arizona Cardinals. They beat the Seahawks. They beat the 49ers. And we don't want to give this man the credit.
No,
Because he has
I don't.
Aaron
'Cause
freaking
Those are
Rodgers.
games.
you know why I'm not going to? I'm going to circle it back around again. The Saints beat the Packers 38-3, damn it.
So what? We
But those
seen
are
that
games
happen a year ago. And then what did they do? What did they
No,
go?
that was when we were healthy. That was actually just proof of what happens when the Saints got a healthy roster. That was week 1.
Those are games you're supposed to win anyway, Freddie, if you have Aaron Rodgers on your roster.
No.
They didn't put a touchdown up.
Your Rams should have been the favorite to win this Sunday. When your Rams basically trying to go out there and buy a Super Bowl, Jonathan. No, you're
I
absolutely
agree.
wrong.
I agree.
I told everyone going into that game that it would be tough to win in Lambeau Field because it's a tough place to play.
It don't matter. When you have a Matthew Stafford, when you have an Odell Beckham Jr. who just bought in Cooper Kupp, when you have a Von
And
Miller,
you have
Aaron Donald,
you have a
you should
Packer
win that
defense
game.
that's playing elite. It's not going to be easy to win a game.
But
So
I thought that was a McVay thing again because you brought it up in the very beginning. They should have kept feeding the rock to Henderson, and they started throwing too much, and they got carried away, and then Stafford started making bad decisions.
So I said.
Yep,
So I
you're
said
another
this.
team that abandoned the run. Like
So
the
I
Cowboys.
said this on my 2 sports podcasts, shameless plug, Just a Fan podcast, Rolling with Ramos podcast. I said this. I said that the Rams are, for those that are also NBA fans, the Rams are the Houston Rockets of the NFL. You sacrificed so much draft capital to get pieces to come to basically buy your way into a title. Here's the problem that Sean McVay has right now. Sean McVay, I don't recall, maybe Cliff Kingsbury, I don't recall a time where a head coach came into a franchise that wasn't a head coach before in the NFL, came into a franchise and basically just was given all autonomy over the team. It was like the Rams just basically gave Sean McVay a blank check. Oh, you want Jalen Ramsey? Sure, no problem. Oh, you want Von Miller? Sure, no problem. Oh, you want Ndamukong Suh with Aaron Donald? Sure, no problem. Oh, I've never seen that for a first-time head coach.
Right.
So for the organization to give him all of that autonomy, to give him all of that flexibility, to piece all this together, and then after the Super Bowl that you lost, you went and said, oh, I lost because I had Jared Goff. If you get me Matt Stafford, I can get you that Super Bowl. So now you got Matt Stafford. So now you have to make all of these pieces, put it all together and make it work. If it doesn't work for the next 3-4 years, your team is going to suffer because you traded all the draft capital away to get these players. It has to work within these next 2 years. You have to get a Super Bowl, or else it was all a catastrophic failure.
Exactly. And anything less than a Super Bowl is considered a failure for the Rams. Because they made all these moves thinking that they could win now.
And by the way, since we were talking about Green Bay and then crossed over to the Rams, the Devontae Adams OBJ exchange, I just want to say I think OBJ made the wrong decision. I'm absolutely going to Aaron Rodgers.
For sure.
I agree. I'm gonna be unbiased and say I agree. I'm on board with Jim on this.
Jonathan, you didn't want OBJ to the Rams, do
I did. And you know what? I honestly thought he would go to Green Bay. I really did. That was my original prediction. And then I heard he was going to the Rams. but I kind of suspected that he would land with the Rams only because it's LA. You know, this helps his brand as a football player. And so, you know, being here in Southern California, you have that Hollywood lifestyle. You have the new state-of-the-art stadium. And you know, it's a media-driven city. It's a place that Odell Beckham fits in quite well, especially for a guy that seeks a lot of attention like him. So we'll see how it plays out. But the Rams right now, they look like a total disaster, and they're going to have to figure things out really, really quick. They're going to have to find a winning formula. If not, they're done.
And let's not sit up and act like that Matthew Stafford did not stink up the joint a couple times this year.
He did. He
definitely
did.
him starting off slow does
I'm
not
not
help.
letting him off the hook.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking at it right now. After Jacksonville, they easily have – I don't even have to look at anybody else's schedule. They've got to have the hardest remaining schedule. They got at Arizona, Seattle, at Minnesota, at Baltimore, and San Francisco.
Yeah, good luck with all those victories.
Here's the issue with Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford came in because you had one half of the NFL was saying Matt Stafford is not who you think he is. It's a great arm, but that's all. You have another half that's saying Matt Stafford was with the Detroit Lions. What do you want him to do? So Matt Stafford has come into the Rams now saying, okay, all the excuses are now gone, and I'm about to show these guys why I'm the guy. You give me all these toys. You give me a coach that has an awesome offensive mind. I'm about to blow everybody out the water. And so some of them games that he screws up, if you watch, it's because he presses. He wants to make the oh my God play, the oh my God throw, instead of just take the play where it's given. Like just take what it is. Yeah, it's okay. So
that's why they have success when he throws the cup more, because a lot of times the cup is the underneath stuff. When he tries to go deep is when he gets in trouble. But also, like I said, McVay's also got to reel him back, and they got to run that ball more. Henderson has proven himself.
And that's the problem. Why would you go away from the formula that got you to the Super Bowl in the first place?
Gurley, exactly.
Football,
it was Gurley.
Play action.
Thank you.
Bootlegs.
Why
are we going away from – so because you got Matt Stafford now, you want to go away from that? No. Use Henderson, and because you have Matt Stafford, you should be more inclined to do it because he's that dangerous when you unleash him.
Well, Sean McVay's play calling lately has been very bizarre. And, I mean, it's unlike Sean McVay when you really think about it. But what it also tells me is that Sean McVay obviously don't trust the running game enough.
Sean McVay, it's not that he don't trust it. Sean McVay is showing his youthfulness as a coach. That's what it is. Sean McVay is like a kid in a candy store. He's like, oh, my God, I got all these toys to play with. Oh, my God, what do I do? Mm-hmm. And instead of saying, keep it simple, like, you know, when they say keep it simple, stupid, it's that. Keep it simple. And when you can do the wild play, then you hit the wild play. Other than that, just keep it simple. But he's like, oh, my God, I got Cooper Kupp who's breaking all these, like, receiving records. And at the time before Woods got hurt, oh, my God, I got Woods. Oh, my God, I got OBJ. At the time, it was like, oh, my God, I had Deshaun Jackson, who could blow the top off still. So he's like, I got all these toys, and I got Matt Stafford, who could basically throw the ball anywhere that he wants to. Right. I'm just going to throw all the time. It doesn't work.
But then when Matthew Stafford is undisciplined, he's going for the home run ball.
Exactly.
And last time I checked, averaging 5 yards a carry, which is what Henderson's averaging, that's a successful run game.
All right. What's up, Lennon? Thank you for tuning into the show tonight. He also said, I think this was the best place for Stafford to go. To go. Glad to see him doing good away from Detroit. He deserves it.
He had to get away from Detroit for sure. Absolutely. Right. And Detroit now sees what Jared Goff has.
Well, you like to see it because you see what happened with Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders, and you see guys who ended their career early because they just didn't want to play for Detroit anymore. But also with that Calvin Johnson comment, I always love how people said Stafford never had anything in Detroit. He only had arguably a top 3 receiver of all time.
Arguably the greatest specimen of a receiver ever.
He did. But he has more weapons and more options with the Rams. But let's see what he does with them.
Well, the mistake. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Freddie. I know
you good. No, my bad.
The mistake that they made was when they fired Jim Caldwell. I don't understand how you fire a guy that got your team to the playoffs when you ain't seen the playoffs in like a decade.
Right.
You felt like, oh, we thought we could be even better. You could be better than what you've been in the last 10 years. You were an 0-16 team. What are you talking about?
Look, let me tell you what's really just happening, guys. As a Saints guy, we got the voodoo dolls out. Ever since the no call happened against the Saints, man, the Rams ain't going to the Super Bowl again. We ain't letting it happen.
Listen, that call, it's up there. It's almost up there with the Pete Carroll call for me. Like it was unbelievable how egregious that no call was. You could see Drew Brees' face, like the heart break when you saw it. Man, I felt
the Pete Carroll one. I think definitely takes the cake though.
That's number one.
Jim, I'm not an innocent guy because I remember going after Saints Nation for whining about that no call. So.
Wow. And then at least y'all can do is go win the Super Bowl if you're going to get help there, and instead y'all got whooped.
Yeah, well, hey, they folded under the bright lights.
But the Pete Carroll call is all time for me. Like, my mom doesn't know anything about football. Even she was like, what was he thinking there? That's how you know it was the worst.
I mean, if there was at the time in the league, if there was a guy that you knew could get 1 yard, it was Marshawn Lynch. I know we doing revisionist history, but I mean that causes people to lose sleep at night in Seattle. I bet.
Yeah, it has to. We probably triggering now. Somebody watching from as a Seattle fan, probably just.
Mr. Daniel,
that's probably as bad as Buffalo fans still thinking about going to the Super Bowl 4 straight years and losing all 4 times.
Hold on, I want to educate Mr. Daniel on something. You know, we have a Cowboy fan.
That is the host of that is the host of It Off the Bench podcast right there.
Oh, for real? Okay,
that's your guy.
That's my show.
All right,
my brother, I'm gonna take it easy on you, but you know what? I'm gonna still tell you how it is. You know, even if that was a catch, you still gave time for the baddest quarterback in the land by the name of Aaron Rodgers. So I don't want to hear that. Go cry me a river, please. I'm sorry. And what up, Coach Dante? All right, let's you know what? Let's raise the heat up a little bit.
I'm with it.
Top 5 teams headed into this week in the NFL.
Well, that's always hard.
I'm gonna let Jim go on this one.
All right, let me pull up these standings, but I can go ahead and tell you right now. I'm looking at it. I'm gonna go. Are we going in order?
In order.
All right. Give me them Packers at number 1. I know that's gonna make Daniel sit. Give me Tampa at 2. Give me.
You heard him.
Give me Arizona 3, Buffalo 4, and man, hey, I hate to say it, but Kansas City gonna find their way back around. Give me Kansas City at 5.
Hey Daniel, you know who Aaron Rodgers is, who came into your arena not once but twice and sent you home. So carry on. Tristan, are you done, Jim?
Yeah, basically, I think the 5 teams. You know, I'm simply picking teams that all got the best records for the most part, so it's pretty much chalk.
All right, Tristan, give us the top 5 headed into this to this Sunday.
And we'll go in particular order.
He may be
top 5, 1 through 5. Oh, hold on, look at this, Damien in here trolling. There's no way you had the Patriots number 1.
No. I'm gonna say Arizona. I'm gonna put Arizona at 1 because of the record that they got and the fact that Kyler and DeAndre look like they're gearing to play. I'll put them at 1. I'll put Green Bay at 2.
Can I tell you why I didn't put? Because remember I said Cliff Kingsbury and I said Arizona. No, I just want to say because you put 1 and 2. He brought up that Green Bay did in fact beat Arizona, so that's the reason why I got to make that move.
Yeah, but until I want to see Green Bay get Zadarius Smith back, and I know he'll be back soon. So I'll feel more confident to do that when he comes back. But that's why I got Green Bay at 2. I will say after that, I would put Tampa at 3. Let me tell you why people are not understanding my thing about Tampa. Why Tampa can float around and get back to the Super Bowl. Everyone that got hurt was not a season-ending injury. They're all going to come back in time for the tournament.
It's Tom Brady in the playoffs. Last year, they didn't win the South. The Saints did, and they just rolled from the wild card.
Everybody from that secondary that got hurt, they're all going to come back. Antonio Brown got the 3-game suspension. He already wasn't going to play 2 games, so you basically gave him another week to recover. So that's why I had Tampa. I have Tampa at 3 because I feel like they're really.
Hey, is one of the greatest pickups going back to last year, fellas, not Leonard Fournette because the Jaguars just gave him away.
He looks every bit how he looked at LSU. Every bit. I'm gonna put Kansas City at 4. And then I'm gonna put New England at 5.
I'm gonna go ahead and give my top 5 because I done heard some enough.
Those are my choices too.
If the Cowboys are your top 5, I'm out of here.
Listen, I'm signing off.
Yeah, I did have the Cowboys in my top 5, but they're out now too.
Listen here. You said you had the Cowboys as your top 5, Jonathan?
I did at one point, but after last night's game, I changed up. I switched up, and I'm entitled to do that. I just had to change it up. I got Arizona number 1 though, like everybody else.
I'm curious to hear.
Come on, hit us with it, man. The suspense is killing me.
I got Arizona 1.
All right. Green Bay has to be number 1 because he's a bad man. Matt LaFleur is coaching his football team. Yes, you say I want to hear when the Darius come back, but why do you need to see that? Because we've seen this team elevate their game on the defensive end. So what else do I need to see? I mean, come on, we got to. Hey, either they gonna be good. I don't see him making them worse. Are you saying you see them making them worse, Tristan? That's what you're saying.
No, I expect to make them better, but when I look at Arizona going to get all their horses back too. So I mean,
but let me ask you a question in regards to those quarterbacks. When we talking about Stafford and we talking about Murray versus a Brady or a Rodgers, who's been there before? And that's my thing.
Aaron Rodgers will be the equalizer for all of it.
Mm-hmm. And let's be honest. Let's sit and be honest. Everybody's so high on the Arizona Cardinals, in which they should, because they got a lot of high-powered offense. A lot of big names. But if you go down their schedule, I mean, they really haven't had no big-time win this year. I mean, they beat the Titans. I mean, the Titans. I mean, okay, they beat the Vikings by 1 point. They beat the Jaguars, which they should have. They beat the Rams. It's still. We'll give them their credit. Okay, that's 1.
But that was a butt whooping. Did you watch that?
That's true. That's true. You give them that 1. You give them that 1.
That was a statement win, actually.
Yeah, that was.
They beat the 49ers. They beat the Browns. They beat the Texans. Lost to Green Bay. Beat the 49ers. They beat the Panthers. No, the Panthers blew them out. And then they beat the Seahawks. So they don't really have that many impressive wins on when you go down their schedule. So I just think it's kind of blasphemous.
But then look at the rest of the schedule.
Yeah, you play the games that they give you.
I understand that.
That actually came out your mouth earlier. Actually, you said play the schedule in front of you. You said that.
Who?
Didn't it? Wasn't that you that said that, Freddie?
No, that was Jonathan.
Oh, okay. I was just saying. Don't backpedal on what you said.
I just think it's very blasphemy that you have a team ahead of a team who's beat them in the season this year, but also who've had more big time wins on this.
But look at the rest of Arizona's schedule.
You're missing the point, though, Freddie. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Arizona could potentially win out the rest of the season.
And look what Arizona has done without 2 of their best players.
I mean, in my eyes, they only have 1 tough game left, and that's the Los Angeles Rams.
It ain't the Cowboys?
No, you got the Lions, dirt. You got the Colts. The Colts are too up and down. You got the Cowboys. We know what can go and will go wrong.
Will go wrong.
And then you have the Seahawks, who's not trying to win football games, obviously, because Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson not seeing eye to eye. So I'm not going to give them credit for not having big time victories who they've lost to the team in the Green Bay Packers. I'm just not. Number two, I have the Cardinals on number two. I believe them even finding ways to win football games with Kyler Murray and D-Hop out that lineup. They still finding ways to win football games. Number three, I have the Baltimore Ravens. This is a team that's under the radar that nobody's talking about. That's finding ways to.
There's a reason why no one's talking about the Ravens.
Say it again.
There's a reason that no one's talking about the Ravens.
But if you listen to what the topic was who's the top 5 team heading into this week. We're not talking about what they're gonna do in the postseason. We're not talking about what they did in the postseason last year. We're talking about
season,
right now.
You do realize that the Detroit Lions almost beat them, right?
Almost, but is that a win?
A record-setting field goal kick kept the.
Is that a win, or did they win, or did they lose?
A record-setting.
What happened when they met the Bengals, the best team in the North?
Did they win or did they lose?
A record-setting field goal kick kept them from beating the Ravens.
Did they win or did they lose? Who won that game?
Come on.
Answer the question.
They lost,
bro. They had the greatest kicker of all time.
Can you answer the question?
To bail them out.
Can you answer the question? Who won that game?
They barely won that game.
It don't matter. A win is a win. I don't care if I win by 1 point. A win is a win.
Look, the Ravens aren't all that this year. Hey, the Ravens aren't all that this year. The Ravens, they not what everyone thought they would be this year. They just haven't shown up. They've been another disappointment.
Now I'll say I have them at like 6 or 7 because of Lamar Jackson.
So number 4, I had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You got the Ravens over the Bucks?
I sure do.
Oh, this is crazy, Freddie. You're crazy.
No, it's not this, bro. I'm not Tampa Bay.
Everyone on this panel. Look how everyone on this panel is.
Listen, Jonathan. If you listen, see, this is your problem. This is your problem. You don't listen. You talk before you listen. Listen. This Tampa Bay Buccaneers team has not been healthy all year. They have not been the team just like last year in the season. I'm just saying right now they're not a top 4 team. There's nothing wrong with that.
And they lost some games that they shouldn't have. Like they lost to Washington.
Look,
the Ravens schedule, by the way. The Ravens fixing to be exposed. Check this out. Because you've been all over Green Bay, right? They got to play Green Bay, at Cincinnati, and the Rams in succession. That's where it's going to get exposed.
They can lose 2 out of 3 games in that span. At least 2.
So I wanted to address a comment real quick that I thought that was kind of crazy. Damien's over here saying that the Packers haven't beaten anyone other than the Cardinals. So what are we talking about? Aren't you forgetting about the Cincinnati Bengals?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then again, both teams tried to win that game as bad as they could.
This is also true. But I'm never going to poo-poo Green Bay's record when you got Aaron Rodgers, okay? Never going to poo-poo Green Bay's record. But the fact that you got the Ravens over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's funny.
Now I got to know who 5 is. Now I got to know. This is killing me.
I got to know 5.
It's not funny. Jonathan, didn't you just say this is the same Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that lost to Washington?
Washington playing good football.
They're playing good right now.
Yeah,
what is their record and where are they ranking their division?
They in the wild card right now. They in the playoffs.
Don't worry about that.
And what division though?
They're just a team with no nickname. That's all.
And listen,
Jonathan, give us your top 5.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you my top 5.
Hold on, you didn't give us your 5.
You didn't give us your 5. You didn't.
Oh, okay.
So I had Green Bay. I got the Cardinals, the Baltimore, then the Bucks. The number 5.
He got to think about it.
You know who I'm gonna go with? I'm gonna go with a surprise pick. I'm gonna go with that Cincinnati Bengals team.
I
down
like
there.
it. Like it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with them. Hey, I'm gonna go with them. Nobody. Hey,
I'll give
hey,
you
I'm gonna
that.
give you
I'll
this.
give you that. I'll give you that.
Hey. All right, Jonathan, go.
Okay, so
Here
first,
we go.
I'm going with the trendy pick, Arizona Cardinals.
How? Why? Tell us why.
Because look what the Arizona Cardinals have done without two of their best players. Freddie, you're not getting it. And then Cliff Kingsbury has done a great job coaching this team. He's an offensive mind. You know, he has done a good
Is he
job.
that great of a coach now?
But you know what? As much as I want to go against Freddie, he keeps bringing up a good point. Aaron Rodgers beat Arizona with none of his receivers.
It's Aaron freaking
But
Rodgers.
guess what?
That's why he has him at number one. You said Aaron freaking Rodgers, and that's why he has them at number one. And I did as well.
But guess what? I got Green Bay at number 2 because of Aaron freaking
Aaron
Rodgers.
freaking Rodgers.
Number two is like my coach always said. That's like kissing your sister. Second place
No,
sucks,
so-
bro. I'm just telling you.
Hey, but you know what? I got to give the Packers some love because that defense has turned it around. You
Here's
know,
why-
early in the season, that defense looked terrible. They were blowing coverages. They were, getting penalized for every single thing. But
But
now,
Jonathan,
they-
we gauge teams on what they do.
Here's
What?
my argument. Here's going to be my argument in regards to the 1 and 2 between Arizona and Green Bay. Arizona's number 1 because without their best player on the field, they still kept on winning. What did Green Bay look like against Kansas City when Jordan Love was the starter?
Terrible. But you know who still looked good that game? Their defense. And if their defense can play to that level,
But who won the game?
oh, we're gonna do that now.
What game? What game we talking about?
The
Kansas City, Green
versus
Bay.
game. The COVID game because Aaron Rodgers couldn't play that game.
That's a bad scenario.
That's
my
not a
friend.
bad take. You look at Arizona with Colt McCoy, they still won. You look at Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers, that offense ain't the same. The defense played good,
that's
but the
true.
offense ain't the same.
That's
That's
true.
why Arizona's number 1. Because as a team,
But we're not talking
as a
about.
team,
We're not
they're
talking
more
about
suited.
that. We talking about. See, this is what the topic then got understood or something along the way or something. We not talking about if Aaron Rodgers not the quarterback. I mean, hell, you take Tom Brady off the Bucs. We seen what happened. Hell, you take you take whoever you want to off the team. It's not the same. So we're not going to do
except for
that.
the Arizona Cardinals,
Saints
because
after Drew
without
Brees
Kyler Murray,
retired.
they were still winning.
So
His point is he's going with Aaron Rodgers in the lineup is the way he's doing his rankings, and I'm with him.
Hey, listen, I like Aaron Rodgers. Y'all not about to make me feel like an Aaron Rodgers hater.
You're an Aaron Rodgers hater. You're getting pinned right now.
right.
Okay, and at 3, I got the Bucks
There you go.
because the Bucks they made some splash plays on defense. And the defense
And they're getting healthy.
and they're getting healthy, and the defense is finally coming around.
I
and
swear nobody ever.
You got to
asked these
remember who
questions
their
right.
quarterback is, Tom Brady. And Tom Brady, man, there's no excuses for him because he got some weapons on that offense. Let me tell you, that offense is
That
deep.
have not been on the field
Yeah,
on
Rob
most games.
Gronkowski.
But they'll be on the field in time for the
Godwin.
playoffs where it matters.
But that's not what the topic. That's not what the
And
question
Mike
is. The topic is it's top 5
Freddie, would you just
teams
listen?
as
I'm
of
talking
right now, not playoffs.
to you, my
right
top
now.
5 teams. Listen.
They're 8-3. That's what I know.
And then number 4, Kansas City Chiefs, because they're finally turning it on a little bit. You're
Who you
seeing
gave up on?
you're seeing a team that's suddenly turning it around, and you can never give up on Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs offense. So I got the Chiefs at 4. I'm riding with the Kansas City Chiefs, and at 5, I'm gonna go with New England.
No,
Mac,
y'all all put New England in there. Buffalo
Jonathan,
gonna
we
whoop.
here.
Buffalo
We're
gonna
here,
whoop
Jonathan.
that ass Monday. Buffalo
Mac-
gonna whoop.
but
And
Mac
We here,
Jones
Jonathan.
has been a significant upgrade over Cam Newton, and
It's not
like I said,
hard.
he's processing the information.
They gonna put Mac Jones through a table, bro. Bills Mafia.
He has enhanced that offense, and you gotta give him a lot of credit. You gotta give Bill Belichick a lot of credit too as well for what he's been able to do with what he has. So yeah, I'm going with New England at 5.
Mm.
So those are my top 5.
Jonathan, we here.
Oh yeah, we are in agreement.
Freddie minus the Baltimore, we was locked in, so we all right.
Freddie the only one picked.
Freddie the only one that's wilding out right now.
Yeah,
Y'all,
Freddie,
he's right. Green Bay's number 1. That's just why we together.
Freddie's in space though with that Baltimore.
That
pick.
Baltimore.
He way out
All
there.
right, gentlemen, this is your last test of the night, and we're gonna see how you really feel. And this is gonna tell me if you're gonna be a good addition to the network.
They are good
this
at
off season.
network. What are you talking about?
This off season, then we're gonna talk about another team out there in LA. We're gonna do one NBA topic. One NBA topic. There's a team out there in LA.
Lord. Here we go. It's about the Lakers, guys. Just a heads up.
The rock the purple.
I'm a
and
Laker
gold.
fan. I'm just putting that out there.
I am too. But I'm an unbiased Laker fan, and Freddie has an issue with that. Freddie has a problem.
Who's that? Who's that?
That's Russell Westbrook, my favorite NBA player.
Okay.
I just want to bring him to the table.
Okay.
The Lakers didn't start off the season like they expected it to, like everybody, most people did, but this team have just turned around, seem like they're starting to turn things around a little bit of late. Russell Westbrook started the season off, not the way he wanted to it or he expected to, but he's had good games the last 6 games, averaging 26 plus points. 7-8 rebounds, 7-8 assists, only 3-4 turnovers a game. LeBron James went into COVID protocol on Sunday, I believe, and then you guys saw the tweet. He said there's something a little fishy coming out, and I believe, the NBA was trying to get back at LeBron, because of what he said in the press conference. But now that he's playing tonight. Do you guys think the Lakers can go on a run continuing tonight and kind of show them their presence? And by the way, Frank Vogel did put DeAndre Jordan on the bench, and he will start Dwight Howard tonight as well. And to give the news guys some context, I want Jonathan to go first. We kind of let him start the narrative, start the show. All right, Jonathan.
You want me to be brutally honest about the Lakers, Freddie?
Jonathan, answer the question.
You want me to be brutally honest about the Lakers?
Jonathan, answer the question.
What was the question again? Tell me.
Can the Lakers continue their run? They're on a 2-game winning streak. Can they win tonight and start pick up some momentum and get back into the season?
Well,
and let's not forget. They are number 6 in the West right now.
Well, the hope is that they can win, right? The Lakers need a win. They need all the wins they can get right now. So, I mean, hey, they're 6 in what place are they in? Are they 6 in the Western Conference?
6 in the Western Conference.
The Lakers are 6 and 7, I believe, against Western Conference opponents. The Lakers rank 8 in the league with 46.4 rebounds, led by Anthony Davis, averaging 10.0. So the Clippers are 0-3 against opponents from the Pacific Division. So, I mean, the Lakers, I guess you can say, have a chance to win this game. They're going to have to win this game. Hopefully, Carmelo has a big game. Somebody can score a lot of points. Davis is averaging 25 points a game, so we'll see how that goes. I guess I'll give the slight advantage to the Lakers tonight. You play harder when you play against a cross-rival team. And they know that they need a win bad. They know that, they need to win as many games as they can if they want to have a chance to compete in the playoffs. But I need to see more versatility. I need to see a more balanced offense. I need to see a team that plays defense, that commits to playing defense. I need to see a team that when they have a lead, they don't let up and they don't get too complacent where the team bounces back and takes the game from them. But I guess I'll ride with the Lakers tonight to beat the Clippers, but I will say this, Freddie, it's not going to be an easy one, and it's definitely going to be close. And the Lakers are going to have to not turn over the ball. I'm tired of them turning over the damn ball. Make better decisions, be smart with the basketball, better ball movement, versatility, better defense. That equals a Lakers victory.
The Golden State Warrior fan, Jonathan Mathis, was a little bit easier than that.
I'm not a Golden State Warriors fan. Stop saying that.
All right, Tristan.
That's assassination right there, brother.
I don't know, Jonathan. You've been acting like one for the past few weeks. I don't know.
Just letting you know, if you're calling him a Golden State Warriors fan, then all four of us out here can call you a Green Bay Packers fan.
Say what you want, Nate. Tristan, give us your take on this.
I knew we were, as a Lakers fan, I knew we were in trouble when we decided to go with Russell Westbrook and not Buddy Hield.
Oh, yeah. Hell no. I'm facing a walk-off.
Hey, listen, I know you.
Buddy Hield, serious? Man, I can't.
Listen, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explain it. I always got an explanation. I promise.
He's a shooter.
It's not that I don't like Russell. I love Russ. Russ is not meant to be in this kind of team. That is not it. Russ has to be the main cog on a team. His skill set predicates that. All the vision that we had was that Russell would come in and it would buy time for LeBron to not play the point.
Right.
The problem is, Russell, you're not going to ask Russell to come off the bench. You're not. So we're in a situation now where you got a player that is ball dominant with another player that is ball dominant, and you're asking one of them to be a shooter. And neither one of them are consistent shooters. And LeBron's a better shooter than Russ is. Right. Buddy Hield, you put Buddy Hield in that system with LeBron, it's immediate because Buddy Hield plays off the ball. So that's when I knew we were in trouble. Can they make a run? Semi, because they have a couple cushion games that I see here. I mean, Oklahoma City, you might as well just put them in the college ranks after the performance they just had. So that will be, that will probably
lost
be
twice, though.
Right. But I'm looking at, so they got the Clippers, Celtics. They could probably get by the Celtics. Celtics is just a dumpster fire. They just need to blow all that up. Then I'm looking at the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies can beat them.
Yes.
Then they got the Thunders and the Magic. They can win that.
Grizzlies are without Ja. Don't forget, just because they beat the Thunder by 70, don't forget Ja ain't there.
I should probably do a live reaction show to the Lakers-Grizzlies game.
Yep, probably so. The Timberwolves can beat them. I like Anthony Edwards. The Bulls probably will beat them. So that's probably a guarantee. The Suns will probably beat them. That'll be a guarantee. The Spurs, they can beat the Spurs. The Nets will probably beat them. They can beat the Rockets. The Grizzlies again, then the Trailblazers. So I
like this guy. He tells me like
run.
No, Jonathan, you like this guy because he sounds delusional like you when it comes to this topic.
How is it delusion?
How is it delusion?
Listen, you know how? Because you went on there and talking about how
you're using the wrong word, Freddie.
Play the 5. I got a big man that doesn't want to play the 5. I got a point guard that can't help but turn over the ball because he wants to be Mr. Triple-Double. I got a guy that's been playing for 19 years, and he trying to figure out what to do with this team. And then
what has Westbrook done the last 9 games?
Got a team that takes the night off.
What has Russell Westbrook done the last 9 games?
3.8 turnovers.
Okay, thank you. But like I was saying,
a dead clock is right twice. A dead clock.
There's a reason.
I'm ready for my turn because I'm actually a Lakers fan. Because
go ahead, Jim.
Because Westbrook came in the league, I got Oklahoma City stuff galore. I got Rocket stuff. I got Wizard stuff, and now I got damn Lakers stuff. And I don't even like the Lakers, but now I do because I ride or die with him. Is he a good fit? No, you are correct about that. But don't ever disrespect Russell Westbrook and bring Buddy Hield into a conversation with him. No. My turn. Don't ever bring Buddy Hield into a conversation with Russell Westbrook. Don't disrespect the Brody like that. Freddie listed the stats of how he's been playing. All right. the key is you got to stagger the minutes for him and LeBron, and he did it. As a matter of fact, since they play in the Clippers, they learned how to do it with him and Paul George, and you stagger the minutes to where he only plays about the first 6 minutes, and then he hits the bench. You let LeBron do his thing, and then he comes in with the bench unit, which has a bunch of shooters with Monk, Bradley, Carmelo, which if you look at the Lakers, when they have success, it actually has nothing to do with Davis, Westbrook, or LeBron. It's actually when the bench plays well. Go look. When Carmelo and Monk and them do their thing, they win. So that's the key. As far as are they going to win tonight, are they going to make a run? The Clippers have lost 4 of their last 5. Their only win came against the sorry Detroit Pistons, all right? So that's for one. I think they can make a run because they are starting to figure it out. And LeBron will ultimately, he knows how to do this. He will get Russ to listen. He would not have brought Russ in if he did not think. And Russ is the most stubborn, hard-headed dude in the league. That's why he's my guy. I love him. Live or die with him. But he will figure it out, and they will make a run, and they will be a threat. Now, are they Golden State or Phoenix worthy? No. But are they the next tier? Absolutely.
So let me make sure I'm clear because you stated it, and so that means if you stated, that means other people think this way as well. So I want to make sure that I'm very clear. I'm not comparing Buddy Hield and Russ talent for talent.
I don't want you to ever bring them in the same conversation again.
But I have to because that was the situation. That was the deal that was on the table. Buddy Hield was supposed to be a Laker, and then all of a sudden, AD and
he would have been a better
we want Russell Westbrook, and they swooped that deal to go get Russ. So I have to bring it up because that was the sequence. Buddy Hield was the one that was supposed to come. AD
Listen here.
LeBron.
You know why the Lakers didn't get a Buddy Hield?
And said that they wanted
Tell him, Freddie. Tell him, Freddie.
You know why the Lakers didn't get Buddy Hield?
LeBron has always thrived with a shooter on the floor.
Jonathan, calm down. You know why the Lakers didn't get Buddy Hield? We would have Buddy Hield right now. We'd probably have 4 or 5 wins this year. Because let's not act like LeBron is. LeBron. He came in the season. He played this. LeBron came in. He left with the ankle injury. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then he had the little stomach injury. Right.
Right.
Then he had the suspension. Right.
Right.
Then he had the COVID thing. Right.
Right.
So I don't think a team with Buddy Hield and Anthony Davis is going to win a lot of basketball games.
But Anthony Davis,
once we got Russell Westbrook, and when LeBron's not there, him and Anthony Davis can hold
Anthony
the
Davis
fort.
is supposed to be the buffer, and Anthony Davis has not lived up to the billing of what he's supposed to be for the Lakers.
I'm not going to say that he's averaging 25 points. I mean, he looked decent.
He can do that in his sleep. He can do it in his sleep.
But one thing we got to realize about this Laker team. Hold on, I was quiet when you talk. So
you got it, Freddie. Go ahead.
One thing we got to realize about this Laker team, we have not seen the full potential of this team. We have not seen the full team, this version of this team healthy. We have not seen this big 3 on the court as much as we need to see to make a fair judgment towards them. And so until we see a stretch of games where we see them healthy, that's when we can make a fair judgment on this team. This team, when they are healthy, they play defense. They are a good team. So let's pump the brakes just a touch.
So I'm a Lakers fan. I want to clarify this.
Are you sure? You wanted to bring Buddy Hield to your team.
I am.
I did too.
I see Freddie got the hat. If it wasn't for my daughter being asleep upstairs, I'd run upstairs and get my Mamba hat. I'm a big Lakers fan. But here's the thing. AD is supposed to be that buffer when LeBron is not at his best.
Exactly.
And AD has not lived up to the billing of being that buffer. What you're saying, well, he's averaging 25. He can do that in his sleep. I think we give AD too much of a pass. He is too gifted and too much of a freak of nature to be how he is when the only time he wants to turn it on is when he makes up in his mind like, okay, today I'm gonna feel like dropping 30, 40 today. It's not a consistent.
But do you know when he thrives? He thrives, and this is the point of why the ball needs to be in Russell Westbrook's hand. Russ plays the way he plays off a big, and a big plays off him fits to his skill set more than LeBron's.
True. I get that.
I see that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though LeBron's a very unselfish player, I still see that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I think you made it another day. You know, you just had to come to my class. I had to give you a lesson.
Man,
I don't know, man.
Freddie, stop
I'm
it. He didn't give
I'm
you
still
Buddy a lesson.
recovering from the Buddy Hield thing, man. I can't.
listen,
I'm
I'm not comparing by time.
It's not a comparison.
It's not a comparison.
And they think Arizona's better than Green Bay, Freddie. I can't do it, man. I can't.
But when you look at LeBron's history, he's always needed a guard that plays off the ball.
Yes.
And Buddy Hield's that guy, and that's why a lot of people thought he would be the better fit.
Yes. That's all.
Right. But no, by no means necessary is he better than Russell Westbrook.
But like I said, to end it from my part, I've looked at the advanced statistics. I pay a lot of attention. It's the bench unit that makes or breaks the Lakers. It really is.
It's true.
That's true too. And not playing defense.
That'll work for everybody. You got to play defense.
Yeah.
And that's why they missed Trevor Ariza. And I know Trevor Ariza's long in the tooth, but Trevor Ariza still can give quality defense. When he gets back healthy, THT, fully healthy, the Lakers squad will look different going into the playoffs. For sure.
And I'm disappointed in Avery Bradley because I thought he was brought back.
How are you disappointed in him?
Because he's supposed to be a perimeter defender, and he has not really played well defensively.
Avery Bradley's playing as best that he can. Avery Bradley, I mean, he can't be the only person playing defense.
Oh, okay, Freddie. Yeah, whatever you say.
Yeah, now I know you want to go watch your game in the Bay down there watching the play against the
Hell no, I'm not a Warriors fan. Stop saying that I claim that team. I don't.
Jonathan, what team you about to go watch?
The Lakers, the Clippers, baby, all day.
Well, I'm watching them right now while talking to y'all. It's 8-8.
That's what we
I got
do.
it on my TV right now.
That's what we do.
I'm about to take over the TV in the family room. My fiance down there watching it.
See, Freddie, you didn't know when you were stepping off into the Lakers conversation, I was going to have a portrait that my artist wife painted of Russell Westbrook hanging in his shrine.
It's dope. It's dope.
That's a good piece of art too.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Hey, I just wanted to see where y'all was at. I had a better topic I could throw out there, but you know what? I'm not gonna make Jonathan mad today. I'm not gonna make him mad.
You don't make him mad?
No, it would make you mad. But hey, man, it's another great episode. Want to thank Tristan. Want to thank Jim for coming on. You guys was great. Want to thank Jonathan for coming on as well. Hey, you know, we all need a round of applause. So until next Wednesday, hey, break it. You know, I'm not gonna break the news yet. We'll wait for that. But just stay tuned to the page on the All Sports Network.
I want to hear it. I don't do too well with surprises. I want to hear the news.
All right, let's break the news. The All Sports and All Plays Network, with the Spotlight Sports Network, has came to an agreement to create a collaboration network. It's going to be called the All Spotlights All Plays Network. Darian will be the president of this network. Our very own Mike Hughes will be the vice president of this network. You will be able to see Jim. You'll be able to see Tristan. Me and Darian's going to have a show over there. It's going to be epic. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. Hey, make sure you go follow that page, like it. Hey, and it's going to be a lot of great stuff going on over there.
And Freddie, I got some great news too. Today, me and my friend, another podcaster who have also joined our network, Jake Book, is gonna do a show with me. We're gonna be co-hosting a show together. It's gonna be called Take Two.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
So, hey, we got a lot of great work going on over here. Got a lot of great people over here, man. Just stay tuned. Just follow us and watch us. We still have some more big news to break, and it's still not done yet. But hey, until next time, we are out of here.
Peace.
Oh, and here go Damien in the chat.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365 365, we making a place. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so type